Alright guys, welcome back to the fourth and last week of me going through the Stranger Things seasons, and today I'll be going through the most anticipated so far, Stranger Things Season 4, aka Stranger Things 4. So let's just get right into it. This season, like the rest, is created by the Duffer Brothers, who produced with Shaun Levi, Dan Cohen, Ian Patterson, and a new addition, Curtis Gwynn. This season is set in March 1986, 8 months after the events of Season 3. However, this time we have 3 distinct storylines that all meet together at the very end. The first plotline takes place in Hawkins, where several teenagers are killed in mysterious ways. Here we follow Dustin, Max, Lucas, Erica, Steve, Nancy, Robin, and a new character, Eddie, who is the leader of the Hellfire Club, a D&D group that the main boys are in. The reason he joins the main cast is because he is a prime suspect in a murder and is being hunted down by the police along with the members of the basketball team led by Jason Carver, who is the boyfriend of the girl that was murdered, Chrissy Cunningham. The gang then investigate the murders that they think is carried out by a new villain of the Upside Down, Vecna. The second plotline follows Mike visiting Eleven, Will and Jonathan in California. However, due to events in Hawkins, Eleven goes to Dr. Brenner and Sam Owens to go to a secret facility to get her powers back, while the rest, with Jonathan's friend Argyle, try to save her. The third plotline follows Joyce and Murray finding out Hopper may still be alive, as they go to bring money to arrange his transfer while he's still in a Soviet prison camp. Dustin is played by Gaten Mrázek, Max is played by Sadie Sink, Lucas is played by Caleb McCaulin, Erica is played by Priya Ferguson, Steve is played by Joe Keery, Nancy is played by Natalie Dyer, Robin is played by Maya Hawke, Eddie is played by Joseph Quinn, Jason is played by Mason Dyer, Chrissy is played by Grace Van Dyne, Vecna is played by Jamie Campbell Bauer, Mike is played by Finn Wolfhard, Eleven is played by Millie Bobby Brown, Will is played by Noah Schnapp, Jonathan is played by Charlie Heaton, Brenner is played by Matthew Modine, Sam is played by Paul Reinser, Argyle is played by Eduardo Franco, Joyce is played by Winona Ryder, Murray is played by Brett Gelman, and Hopper is played by David Harbour. This season was split up into 2 volumes with 2 different release dates. The first volume had 7 episodes while the second had 2. The first 7 episodes premiered on Netflix on the 27th of May, while the other 2 were released on the 1st of July. The Duffer Brothers directed and wrote the first 2 and the last 3 episodes. Shaun Levi directed episodes 3 and 4, while Katie Shanaran wrote episode 3 and Paul Ditcher wrote episode 4. Then Namoron Adtala directed episodes 5 and 6, while Kate Truffer wrote episode 5 and Curtis Gwynn wrote episode 6. I really hope that all made sense there. The development of the season really started early. The first stint of it was in an entertaining weekly interview after the 3rd season release, where the brothers confirmed the series' creative team had met several occasions to discuss the future of the show. Netflix then announced on September 30th, 2019 that they had signed with the brothers for a multi-year deal for both TV and film. They also announced the renewal of the 4th season of the show with a minute-long teaser. Duffer has gone on to say one struggle for this season was having part of the show be out of Hawkins, which was the first for the series. It was also starting to be pretty clear that the brothers wanted to change things such as length of episodes after they linked it to Game of Thrones, saying they wanted this season to feel on a much bigger scale, runtime, and the tone with characters going across different distant locations. Another reason for the longer length was to expand on the show's mythology, which they said they were revealing like layers of onions throughout the previous 3 seasons. They also said they realised they were going to need a 9th episode this season to include all the plot points, but it was no bother to Netflix, which quickly approved. Since this is the longest running season, the brothers and Netflix went for a 2-volume release plan, with a letter from the 2 being posted by the company explaining they had 9 scripts spanning over 800 pages, that this season was doubling the length of any previous season. Ross Duffer went on to say on the Netflix podcast with Christia Smith, director of the company, that they were going much for a mature tone, saying that when they pitched the original season that the kids were like they were from the Goonies, the adults were like they were from Jaws, and the teens were like they were from Nightmare on Elm Street. However, come around this time, there's no longer any kids with the main cast growing up, so now we only have adults and teens, with the Goonies aspect going away from the show. In a May interview of this year with Entertainment Weekly, the cast themselves stated that this season feels like 5 movies put into one, saying that parts feel like a stoner action comedy, parts feel like a Russian prison movie, and the main part feels like it's Scooby-Doo meets the Zodiac Killer. New character Eddie was actually based on Damien Eccles, one of the boys who were wrongly convicted in 1994 for the death of 3 other boys, due to his appearance, with residents tied to being a part of a satanic cult. Writers drew from their Paradise Lost, a documentary which covered Eccles. Like they did with the Demogorgon in the 1st season, the brothers decided to use the D&D character Vecna as this season's villain, something some characters would recognise from playing the game. It is known that the character didn't officially appear in the game until the 1990 module Vecna Lives, with the character just being alluded to years before. However, the brothers thought Eddie would be that experienced of a game starter that he could luckily guess how Vecna would look and act in the game. Around November 1st, 2019, casting began to add 4 new male characters to the season's lineup. Overall, 3 teens and 1 adult. The teenagers had very different characterizations. One was a metalhead, one was a jock, and the other one was a stoner, while the adult character was tied to the Russian storyline from the previous season. It was confirmed on December 3rd, 2019 by the show's writing room that Maya would be returning as Robin this season. David's return was confirmed by Netflix on February 14th, 2020. Priya's return was confirmed around the same time. Brett's promotion to the series regular was then confirmed. May's brother Levin Furman Hawke was then reported to be casted in the show on October 27, 2020. However, now with the release, we know he was just a background casting for a scene that involved his sister. By November 20th, 2020, Jamie, Eduardo and Joseph were cast as series regulars while Mason was cast as a recurrent role. Then on June 9th, 2021, Amy Beth McNulty was cast as a recurrent role, which ended up being Robin's love interest for this season. Jamie was originally announced to be a character named Peter Bellard, and the credit he received in the first 6 episodes was a friendly Audley. This was all to hide the reveal that he was a grown-up Henry Creel that would become the first test subject to Brenner becoming number 1, and then Vecna after his battle with Eleven. It was then announced by a joint statement from the brothers and Netflix in February 2020 that they'd begun filming this season in Voluma, Lithuania, specifically in a demolished prison. After production wrapped there, they returned to filming in the United States, specifically in Atlanta, which was the production location for the previous seasons. However, 2 weeks into filming, all Netflix's productions were halted on March 16, 2020, due to the pandemic. Filming resumed on September 28, 2020, and on October 1, 2020, Natalia, Sadie, and Gaten were spotted filming scenes at the middle school and high school sets. They were then spotted filming scenes at Dustin's house the next day. On January 27, 2021, Matthew spotted filming scenes in Atlanta. Then on March 15, 2021, set photos were leaked of a trailer park that seemed to have links with the Upside Down. By June 2021, David stated that filming was going to wrap in August. Then in the same month, Joe, Sadie, Natalia, Maya, Priya and Caleb were spotted filming a scene that involved buying weapons from a store. Then in February 2021, Noah stated that filming had wrapped. Costume designer Amy Price has gone on to reveal that each of the plot locations had their own distinct colour palette. For example, California would look very vibrant, while Hawkins would look bleak like seasons 1 and 2. Converse even designed 3 different styles of shoes using the Hawkins highest colour to be worn on screen during the pep rally scene. It's reported in April of this year by the Wall Street Journal that Netflix overall gave this season $270 million, which on average meant that each episode having a budget of $30 million. Due to the season's length, thousands of visual effects shots were commissioned and rendered during the 2-year production and the post-production process. However, the brothers have gone on to say that they mostly went back to the roots of season 1, where they might warp practical effects as they can. A big example is that 90% of the creation of Vecna was practically made. Ari Gower, who was the makeup artist on Game of Thrones and Chernobyl, provided the look of Vecna and other creatures. Vecna was loosely based on the D&D look of the character, however they had massive changes since this version mutated from the exposure of the Upside Down. After repairing the character's outfit, it would take 7 hours to work fit into Jamie into the costume. Both volume soundtracks was released and titled as Stranger Things 4 on the 1st of July. Like the rest, Kyle Dixon and Michael Steen of the band Survive composed this season. As everyone now knows, Kate Bush's song Run Up That Hill featured multiple times this season, and was used most importantly as the song Max uses to escape from Vecna. The brothers really wanted an emotional song for the character in this scene, and tasked music supervisor Nora Felder to find a song to use. They then found this song, and the brothers agreed that it was a great use of the season's vibe and the theme of Max's story. Velda did know though that Bush was cautious on licensing her music for shows and movies in the past, but to her look, Bush was a fan of the show, and after reading parts of the scripts where her song would be used, she agreed to license her song to the show. Another popular song used this season was Metallica's Master of Puppets, which was then used in the final scene of Eddie playing his guitar in the Upside Down. Other artists featured in the season were Dead or Alive, Musical Youth, Falco, Swazinski and the Banshees, James Taylor, Rick Derringer, and Journey. Moving on critically, the show had a rating of 89% based on 184 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. Then on Metacritic it got a 69 out of 100 based on 28 reviews. This season has then been nominated for 29 awards and so far has 1 credit in Sadie's performance. Now onto my thoughts. What can I say about Stranger Things? I'm in love and have enjoyed all the storylines they have done, especially with Vecna. I just find it interesting to have a villain who had real motivation and was just evil. It just feels natural, and yeah. I can admit the whole Eleven hurting her bully was handled a bit poorly to mislead us that she was the real villain of the season. I mean, the cold open already did a good job of doing that. I also think that them doing a longer episodes because of this, they handled the screen time of certain characters really poorly. Like, I don't see why Mike, Jonathan and Will didn't really appear in episode 7 at all. The aesthetic of season 3 is missing because of them all, but I really do think the cinematography really was handled well to go back to the season 1 and season 2 routes. I do have my problems, but still, this is a 4 out of 5 or an 8 out of 10, like pretty much the rest of the seasons. Honestly, before we go back to me on cam and kind of like rounding up this video, I will just give a bit of a ranking so far. I'm going to say season 1 is the best. Second place, I'm going to give season 4, then season 3, and then season 2. But again, I love the show and I really enjoy all of its seasons. So that was me going through Stranger Things 4, and yeah, these past 4 weeks have been very interesting to look more into a show that I have loved from Netflix. I wouldn't say it's my favourite from Netflix, but it definitely is one of them at the end of the day. I actually do have a bit to say at the end of the video for once. I've kind of changed things around while making this video, and yeah, I'm starting to be a little bit more healthier. Got my first paycheck. I've signed up for a gym that's both available where near I live here for when I'm back home and when I go to uni. And I'm gonna just start like drinking just more water, something a little bit more healthier, and only really have 3 meals a day really. I'm just looking to lose weight. It was kind of a goal for the summer I was kind of starting to have throughout the whole year, and yeah. And as well as that, I've kind of got 2 new additions to my like layout really. You might already know from social media, I'm planning to reveal it soon properly, but yeah, this is kind of like the first ever video I'm using this type of setup for videos. And yeah, I think already you can tell the camera quality I think is a little bit more poor. However, my webcam that I was using, all of a sudden the colour grading on it, it just went to complete crap. It was green, and yeah. But I have now got a new laptop and a new pair of headphones. I'll show the pair of headphones, but currently this laptop is the Asus ZenBook Pro. Honestly, this is an amazing laptop. I love the speed on it. I've had no problems so far. There was a bit of a story which I'll go into. It's touchscreen. I could even do like drawing things on it. It's got a second monitor if I ever need to use it. That's like on the bottom near the keyboard. I'd say my only problem is that typing is a bit harder since it is a smaller keyboard and a smaller laptop. But honestly, I'm so happy so far with it. The bit of a story with that is that I originally got it, and then the battery didn't seem to charge at all after setting things up, and yeah, I did have to get a replacement, but that's not really down to anyone's fault. It just happened that it came a bit faulty. The headphones I got were the new Sony ones, and honestly, again, I'm so happy with these headphones. I've had like one problem, but that was really down to the headphones. That was kind of me being stupid. Essentially, on this one here, you can double tap to pause or resume. You can go like that to skip songs or go back to a previous song, then going up and down to control the volume. That's all I knew from it. I should have really read stuff. Then I accidentally kind of went like that, which actually is a sensor thing, which is like a setting where basically if you're planning to talk to someone while you're listening to music, when you talk, it'll pause your music and all your volume completely, and I was just like, whoa, what was this? But eventually I figured it out and just tapped it again. It's a cool feature, but I don't really need to use it, really, so far. But yeah, also the noise reduction on it is so good. I love it. And yeah, I'm really happy with the new purchases. And yeah, that's all I really got to say. Last thing is clearly the hat. I think some people are probably going to be wondering on social media why I've started posting pictures with this hat and wearing it on TikTok. I don't know, I went to Blackpool for a couple of days, got this hat jokingly with my dad who got one himself, and now I'm just like, I might as well just make this kind of like a weird thing on the channel and my socials where I just wear the hat, because why not? It's just a bit funny, I guess. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed watching Stranger Things videos, if you have been watching them all. I'd really love it if you liked the video and commented down like your own thoughts on this season and any extra facts you've got about this season, because I'd love to hear it. And as well as that, please subscribe if you've been watching my videos for a while. Honestly, liking, commenting, subscribing isn't the main focus to me. The main focus to me is kind of getting to researching something I'm interested in while getting to edit a video. But I can't lie, as someone who's wanting to do YouTube, I can't lie and just be like, I don't care about it. I do kind of care about it at the end of the day. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the future.
What's up, amigos? What can I do you for?
Picking up for Dusty Buns.
You did not.
I did?
Dusty Buns. Oh, man. Here we go, mushroom and peppers.
Mushroom and peppers, Dustin.
Yes,
What?
mushroom and
it's
peppers.
It's the what?